he's going to speak to legislation and advocacy, so to speak. And Jim's background, he lives in Hammond, Indiana. He is a PKD patient and a transplant recipient, and he's been on dialysis and gone through many of those processes. And he is a really big kidney advocate and representative for the kidney community. So Jim, if you could take it away and introduce our other speakers that we have in your session and enlighten us all about legislation, thank you.
That's great. Thank you, Bobby. Welcome to the Transplant Virtual Summit. My name is Jim Myers. I'm your host for this next segment. I'll be introducing educational videos from PA State Representative Dr. Arvind Venkat and PA Senator Lindsey Williams. First, Representative Venkat. He is an emergency physician and the first Indian American elected to Pennsylvania State House. He serves the 30th Legislative District. He is committed to accessible health care, public safety, and voting rights. He brings his medical expertise to policymaking as the first physician in the General Assembly in nearly 60 years. He is a Harvard and Yale educated doctor. He lives in McCandless with his wife and 3 children. He is inspired by his immigrant parents and his dedication to the service of others. Jamie, let that video roll.
Sure. All right now. Tim, you want the video for who again?
Dr. Venkat.
Gotcha, right now.
There he is.
Yep.
Sort of.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. My name is Arvind Venkat, and I am the state representative for the 30th Legislative District in Allegheny County and an emergency physician. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to contribute to the Transplant Summit. As the only practicing physician in the Pennsylvania General Assembly, I want to thank all the patients, healthcare workers, and public health advocates who work to keep the spotlight on the urgent need for organ donation. I also want to convey my support for all the kidney patients here at the summit and for the thousands of other Pennsylvanians who are waiting to receive a transplant. There are close to 8,000 Pennsylvanians currently on the organ donation waiting list, including many who are waiting for a kidney. But often, patients must wait between 2 to 5 years, and sometimes even longer, to receive a transplant. Many simply can't wait that long. As legislators, it's incumbent upon me and my colleagues to develop ways to change that dynamic. One way is by supporting efforts to increase the number of living organ donors. Statistics show that at least 40% of kidneys for transplant worldwide come from living donors. One recent piece of legislation I am co-sponsoring, House Bill 422, would provide for tax deductions for living organ donor expenses. This is important because although health insurance covers a donor's direct medical costs, donors can still incur thousands of dollars in expenses from travel, time, and other unreimbursed expenses. By allowing tax deductions for these unreimbursed expenses, the bill would recognize the sacrifice made by living donors and encourage more to give the gift of life. I will continue to work with my colleagues in the legislature to develop other ways we can increase the number of people who are registered organ donors. In the meantime, there is something important you can do. I encourage all of you to continue to speak out, to raise awareness about the critical need for organ donors, and particularly living donors. Sharing your story, your voice as a patient or family member is the most important tool of all. A great way to improve your public speaking skills is by joining meetings of the groups such as the Kidney Toastmasters. I'm sure you will hear more about this group during the summit. Finally, please be aware that my office is available to help you navigate state health programs and services. Please contact me and my staff by calling our local office in McCandless at 412-348-8028 to see how we can assist. And please know that you have allies in Harrisburg.
Okay, thank you, Jamie. Our second video is with Pennsylvania Senator Lindsey Williams. Senator Williams represents Pennsylvania Senate District 38 advocating for working families and equitable public education. With a background in labor rights and union organizing, she has championed policies like the Universal School Meals Program and the Student Mental Health Initiatives. As the minority chair of the Senate Education Committee, she remains committed to securing fair funding and resources for Pennsylvania's public schools. Jamie, are we ready to play that second video?
Hi, I'm State Senator Lindsey Williams. I want to thank my friend and constituent Bobby Reed for inviting me to speak here today. I'm sorry I can't be there in person, but I wanted to take this opportunity to tell you how important your advocacy work is. A lot of people who I talk to don't know that they have a state senator, or if they do, they don't know who it is or what exactly they do. That's okay. I love talking about state government, what it does, and how it can better serve you. One of the things my office wants to do is break down barriers for people who are looking for help. We have what we call a no wrong door policy. That means we're here to listen. That means we're here to help you when we can, to find someone to assist you when we can. So when you have questions or a problem, but you don't know where to start, let us be your first step. We can help you with issues from insurance, including medical assistance, unemployment, getting and renewing a handicap parking placard, faxing paperwork, and much more. The other part of my job is representing my constituents in Harrisburg and helping advance policy that will help all Pennsylvanians. That's why I'm proud to co-sponsor Senate Bill 124, the Living Organ Donor Tax Benefit Bill, again this year with my Senate colleague Linda Culver, who is a living donor recipient herself. Currently, a living donor's employer is eligible for tax credits related to the employee's life-saving donation, but the employee donor themselves is not. Senate Bill 124 will fix that and extend tax credits to the donor for unreimbursed expenses related to their organ donation. I'm looking forward to working with Senator Culver and Representative Venkat in the House to get this legislation to Governor Shapiro's desk this session. There are things that you can do to help support the Living Organ Donor Tax Benefit Bill and other legislation that will both help donors and those experiencing kidney disease. And that's the main thing that I want to talk to you about today, the power of your stories and sharing them with others. I know many of you are here at Toastmasters because public speaking makes you nervous or you worry that you aren't good at it, but know that the value of sharing your stories is so important. And you know what? I still get a little nervous too. I think the most powerful thing you can do when you get time with a legislator or their staff is to tell your story about how a piece of legislation or policy personally impacts you. I know that my office has gotten thousands of calls over the last few months with stories about how changes at the federal level are impacting people's lives. Those stories are what make a real impact. They make policy decisions tangible. They put a face on a piece of legislation. They make what's happening out there on the news real. Storytelling is certainly a skill, but please don't be afraid to be emotional or feel like you have to be perfect. I know that's something I still struggle with, but those are the most impactful testimonies. Groups like Toastmasters will help you gain confidence in speaking, but remember that people in your audience are just people like you. Your audience will appreciate authenticity far more than a perfectly memorized and rehearsed 5-minute speech. This goes for when you talk to your legislators or the staff as well. We are all regular people just like you, and we stumble over our words sometimes. So don't be afraid to come in and tell us how legislation will impact you. We need to hear those stories to do our jobs. I think that telling your story, especially to legislators and people in power, is so important that I've held an event on how to lobby your legislator twice. It's part of an event series called Demystifying Harrisburg, where we focus on different aspects of state government and explain how they impact all of us and how people who aren't government insiders can get involved. You can check out all of the installments in my Demystifying Harrisburg series on my website at senatorlindseywilliams.com. The reason that I love this series is that it's a part of making your government easier to understand and how it works and make it not so scary to access it, because it should work for you. Thank you for being willing to step up and get comfortable with telling your story, and please feel free to contact my office anytime for help. You can reach us at 412-364-0469, or you can email us at senatorlindseywilliams@pasenate.com. I look forward to talking to you all in the near future, and thank you for having me.
Wow. What great champions for kidney patients everywhere, raising awareness for kidney disease and encouraging kidney donation. I have a little time left, so I'm going to talk about myself just a little. I am 70 years old. I live in Hammond, Indiana. I've been a PKD patient for over 45 years now. I was diagnosed when I was 25. I went on dialysis at the age of 58. I was transplanted at the age of 62 at IU Health in Indianapolis, Indiana. My doctor there was Dr. William Goggins. We call Dr. Goggins Dr. 3000 here in Indiana because he's done 3,000 kidney transplants. I've lost 5 members of my family to PKD, 2 aunts, an uncle, my cousin Rich, who had the recessive version of PKD, and of course my father, whom I was very close with. He is the reason that I became a kidney advocate in the first place. I've been an advocate for over 15 years. I advocate for groups like the National Kidney Foundation. I'm on the board of directors with the American Association of Kidney Patients. I had 15 meetings yesterday for the Polycystic Kidney Disease Foundation. I'm with the American Kidney Fund, and I also advocate for the Chronic Disease Coalition. If you have any questions or comments of me, you can find me on Facebook. I run over 100 groups there. My last name, Myers, just look for Jim Myers. You can contact me by email, kidneystories@hotmail.com. My telephone number is 219-359-6616. That's 219-359-6616. I do StreamYard broadcasts every Friday night at 7 o'clock. If you're interested in coming on to broadcast, I'm looking for people that are trying to find kidney transplants and experts that can